What is going on, everyone? I am DeFi Shaun, and you are watching Infinaeon Friday. Now, before we get started, make sure you go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button and get everyone here that you possibly can. And first question you're probably asking yourself is, why are we starting on time? And that is very easy. It's because you can see I'm flying solo, and we aren't waiting on Joe for once. So actually got this video started on time. Now, I am, again, flying solo, so go ahead and ask any questions you do have. I try to keep up with the questions as we go, so I'm not just sitting reading through the questions when I kind of get done going over everything that we got to go over. So again, just keep the questions coming, and I will do my best to keep up with them, as that's a big part of the live, is answering everyone's questions and making sure that everyone knows everything that they need to know. But let's go ahead and hop right into the news. Yes, Joe is the slow one. Had to prove my point by starting on time by the second, but yes, we are here. But let's go ahead and start off talking about the obvious, the Infinaeon Presale. That's going to be ending on the 17th, just a few days away, not even 2 weeks. Currently 835 raised. We do need to get that exact number just to kind of tell everyone I don't even know the exact number. Again, those native tokens keep fluctuating, so that price keeps changing. But we're somewhere in that ballpark, especially with the market falling. It'll be somewhere around that ballpark. So keep in mind, you do have until the 17th. The last 2 days, I think we've had roughly about 20,000 rolling in. So definitely have people getting in last minute, hopefully, and I'm expecting people to continue to roll in with that native token launch coming April 22nd. So, of course, us super excited for it. Cannot wait for that. Kind of coming on down. Infinaeon, if you are joining for the first time, we are the infinitely smarter blockchain. I've done more videos than I can count at this point. It's even with all the token reviews I do, Infinaeon's still probably the top thing on my YouTube feed. If you go over to my YouTube channel, Crypto and Cause Investing, which is also streaming this live currently, not just Infinaeon. Also, we are still on Squid Grow Joe's channel, even though he's not here. But coming on down, we are powered by 3 different tokens. Not spending a lot of time on this because, like I said, you can hop on over to my YouTube channel and get full breakdowns. But we do have that native token, which is what you're going to get in the presale that I just went over. That's going to be the main benefactor of the ecosystem, getting fees from the blockchain, from Lunar Pump, all that fun stuff. The liquidity token is going to be the token that you pair with if you launch a token on the blockchain. It's going to be the token that is ever appreciating with every single transaction. More and more ETH is added into that contract. And then, of course, we have our gas token. Super simple. It works just like Base or Arbitrum. Usually like to stick to Base because that's the more popular one. You're simply going to bridge your ETH over to an Infinaeon ETH over at bridge.infinaeon.com. So just a quick rundown for people that may be seeing this for the first time. Coming on over, the blockchain is live again for first-time comers. It's been live for a couple months now. Everything's going pretty solid with that, and that is going to lead us over to the DEX. Now, I do want to pause for a minute, talk a little bit about the tokens that have launched with us. So all the tokens that have launched with us so far, we are highly appreciative of that you kind of put your trust in us and that you wanted to grow alongside of Infinaeon. We got Patient Zero, which was the first token to launch. We have Draco, which was the first token, if I'm not mistaken, someone correct me if I'm wrong, that went ahead and bonded on the Lunar Pump platform. And of course, you already know we will be talking about that here soon. We have Vet, we have the Man token, we have the Liquidity token, I believe it is, and we have Shaman. But with that being said, I know a lot of people were talking about Patient Zero today. The dev went ahead and prepared something that I'm going to go ahead and show you. Now, keep in mind, I don't believe he's doxxed. We know who he is. He's definitely busting his butt to get Patient Zero out there. It's definitely his passion project, and I definitely do believe that as the blockchain grows, he will grow. And we plan on doing a lot more stuff with Patient Zero as we go along. Maybe nothing in like an official capacity, but we're going to be doing everything we can to aid Patient Zero and some of the other early projects that have launched. Pretty much everyone that's launched, it's people that are related to our community in some kind of way, shape, or form. So again, it's people we know, people we're familiar with, so we actually feel comfortable talking about them. But with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and play this trailer that the dev from Patient Zero prepared for you guys. And next week, we'll actually go a little bit more into detail. I'll also get more details from them. This week's episode, I only have about 30-ish minutes, so I can't go too deep in it today, but let's go ahead and get this set up, and then you guys can go ahead and watch that, and we will be right back. All right. So shout out to the Patient Zero Dev. And like I said, we will get into this more next week. But again, he's been promising he's going to deliver some different utilities. And we are super excited to grow along with Patient Zero. And again, never financial advice. But if you do have some money lying around and you want to hop into Patient Zero, it's definitely not a bad play. And all right, so let's go ahead and continue. Sorry about that, guys. It's a little clunky when I'm by myself and I'm having to read different things. But let's go ahead and continue on. Next up, we have Lunar Pump and our social site. Very important that if you're not on this yet, you definitely come over and get on it. We're going to be definitely doing different things with Lunar Pump to where you may only be able to see it here, I guess you can say. Again, this isn't a social media platform where we're trying to compete with Twitter or anything like that. It's strictly a place for everyone on Lunar Pump. Devs launching, people that buy and sell on the platform, can go ahead, come hang out. As you can see, we have all of my tweets right here. We have Infinaeon Whales Official who go ahead and they go ahead and send out messages regularly. We are up to about 200 users, which again, still just a fraction of the community that Infinaeon has. So again, go ahead and create those accounts and hop on over. With that said, though, let's go to the main page of Lunar Pump. So far, we have actually the new token that just launched. So that's where we were going to go into next. And Mike, share what you're saying in the chat. You said Shreddy's live. Is that what you're trying to say? So a buddy of me and Mike's, he's a known dev. He knows how to push projects. He actually just went ahead and launched the one on the hot stage right here. I'm not a Pokemon person, but I believe it is Pokemon related. It is already 49.17% bonded. I actually wasn't expecting to see it there quite yet. But Mike, in the chat, if you can go ahead and say where he's live at. Let's see. Because where I'm looking on my Telegram, Mike, I can't share with this live. I have two different computer screens up. So I'm not gonna be able to get that link over to this one. Sorry, Mike, trying to keep up with everything by myself. Yes, so that is this one. And we are 47.30% bonded. And while we're doing that, I want to kind of take a look at the rest of them. We have the base chain going on right here. Infinaeon also kind of ramping up a little bit. We had Crypto Night launch. We had Kryptonite launch. I'm not 100% sure who's behind these. I'm not sure if it's Crypto Night from the community. I could have missed that. Again, it's hard to keep up with all the chats. But with all that being said, let me kind of start with this. So with Lunar Pump Fund, it was designed specifically with Infinaeon in mind. So the color scheme, everything that you see right here was designed to be Infinaeon only. Like we've said multiple times, we decided to go multi-chain because we wanted Lunar Pump to be kind of a platform to kind of bring people to Infinaeon. And Mark has such unusual tech and never before seen tech. It just wouldn't get the right amount of attention with only Infinaeon. So we needed to go multi-chain to go ahead and let people really see what we can offer with this platform. And by extension, bring them to Infinaeon, or at the very least, Infinaeon would benefit from the revenue created on Lunar Pump. Now, with all that being said, give me 1 second. Let me go ahead and get this removed. And we need to get this up right here. All right, so we decided to make it a little bit more, I guess, universal, you can say. So this will be the new layout right here. So you can see right here, we're going more of the black theme. I know people like more of the dark mode anyway. So this is exactly what it's going to look like. You're going to have to learn how it works. You're going to have the Get Infinion, which leads you to our pre-sale. You're going to have the King of the Galaxy. You're going to have all your different tokens right here when you hop on over. We're also going to make it too where these photos aren't unaligned like that, which is something that the dev team's familiar with, and hopefully we can get that taken care of. We're also going to have the mobile views right here. This is the mobile view for that one. So when you're on mobile, so pretty cool. And then when you click on it and you get to the page where you can see the bond in percent and the total volume and all that fun stuff, this is what it's going to look like. So good dark mode feature. So really excited for that. Same thing when you're on mobile. This is going to be what it looks like. And with this redesign, which is well underway, never can give firm dates, but we're expecting it to be delivered to us by Friday, so a week from today. And it will have those new features integrated, which are going to be, actually, let me get this back up. 1 second. So we are going to have those new features integrated. The biggest one being that fair launch option. Even if we aren't quite launched by next Friday we might be able to give you the breakdown because it should be close enough. Don't hold me to that. We got to talk to the team, see exactly where we're at, so we can kind of give you the details on how it's going to work, but close enough to where someone couldn't just swoop in and take our idea. Because again, it's going to be a way to take your community and have a truly fair launch. Exactly how we're going to do that, it will be explained hopefully by next Infinion Friday, but it's really cool. And it'll kind of just change the way everything works with these token launches and really give everyone an even playing field, especially the holders. Because at the end of the day, most of your normal holders that get involved, they're the ones that get messed over by the dev or by sniper bots and different things like that. This will cure that problem completely. And not only will it cure that problem, but the holders that are getting involved, they actually won't even have to fight each other. And again, what I mean by that, you might be scratching your head, but we will have that hopefully laid out next Friday. Just want to kind of give you a taste on how big and how serious of a feature this is. And it could be really something that sets us apart. But we're getting this redesign we're working in the background with different people. We really want to start getting this platform pushed to the masses. Hopping back on over, seeing where we're at. We're at 51.15% bonded. Let me see if I come catch up with the chat. Yes, this is important to know. So Shreddy is someone Mike in particular has been working with for a very long time. I mean, I know him and know of him because Mike and I are partners, but Mike in particular has been working with him, I think for years now. He's definitely pumped again, projects into the millions. So might be one you want to give advice. Remember, nothing on this platform is launched by us. We are strictly the platform that they use to launch their token. So again, never giving financial advice, never telling what to buy and what token will do well and what token won't do well. It's just strictly just giving you the advice and the information that we have. So what is bonding curve in layman terms? So basically the bonding curve is just the curve that it takes and you have to hit before you go on. For example, this one would be going over, because it's BNB, to pancake swap. So once you hit a total LP of 4.2 ETH or 50,000, it bonds it and then it sends it over to pancake swap, where it'll be actively traded on pancake swap just like any other token. So just a good fun way to kind of get your token launched. And again, we're going to be offering that really cool option to where we can actually do it fairly, which is really cool. So yeah, guys, keep those questions coming. I still do have about 12 minutes left. Another cool stuff we can talk about real quick is this coming Monday, me and Joe will be doing our first episode of Moon Mondays right here on the Infinaeon YouTube channel. So this coming Monday, it's going to be 5 p.m. Eastern. But following that, we're going to do the 3 p.m. Eastern slot, just like we do Infinaeon Friday. Joe isn't here because he's traveling, but he will be back around 3 p.m. Eastern Monday. So he'll be ready to go by 5 p.m. Eastern Monday. So yeah, we'll be there to do that. When is version 2 of Lunar Pump supposed to drop again? So we're expecting it delivered Friday, so a week from today. Once that happens, if that happens and we get it Friday, Matt in particular and myself will test the heck out of it over the weekend. We'll do it all day, every day if we have to make sure everything's running right so that we can potentially have it ready for Monday or Tuesday, because we want this V2 out fast. Because again, we definitely want to change the look of it because this isn't an Infinion only product is what I'm trying to say. So yeah, we will push for that, and hopefully, remember, never firm timelines, hopefully next Monday. Yes. So let me make a correction too about BNB. So it's 16.8 BNB, 4.2 ETH. Sorry about that. So the bonding curve needs to be, because this one is BNB. I have ETH in my head because we are layer 2 ETH. It's just what I'm always thinking about. So this one will actually have to pull up to 16.8 BNB, I think it is. And it will come from the people buying on the platform. So the way it works is when a token launches, there's no pre-sale, there's no team allocation, and the LP is burned. So it's launching with all of the tokens on the market. There's no team allocation. And then when it does bond, the LP is actually burned, is the way it kind of works. To kind of go into more detail. So yes, the LP pool comes from the people that are buying on Lunar Pump. I need to check with Mr. Pixels, but I'm almost positive they are going to have art on them. But we're getting that out as soon as possible. One of the bad things about having one dev, in particular, that does a lot of the stuff, with it being Mark, is that he's working with other projects as well. So he's getting to it as fast as he could. We got to get one more. We're going to get an airdrop out as soon as we can. And then we have that one final airdrop before launch. And he also needs to get the bits out. And the reason why we take some time to do some things is because I'm very picky, us as a team, on who we bring in. When it comes to development and when it comes to contracts, pretty much market matter, the only two people we like touching our contracts. So with that, sometimes it takes a little bit longer, but I will do everything in my power to make sure there's never an exploit. And one of the top ways to do that is by keeping people out that we don't know and that we don't trust. We don't know who they are. So sometimes we will fall behind on the things like the airdrops and the bits, but they 100% are coming. We'll also go ahead and share the wallet too. I don't know if we have, but there's a fee receiver wallet for the blockchain, and then there's also a fee receiver wallet for Lunar Pump. So we can go ahead and share that. All the fees that have been collected so far for the bits are there, safe and sound. Whenever the bits drop, they will be sent out. So I don't want anyone to think that those funds aren't there or aren't going to be sitting around waiting. They 100% are going to be there when the time comes. Any idea why there are some projects that launching can't be found? Guessing Lunar Pump Fund V2. Which projects are you referring to? Matt might know to answer that. I wasn't aware that that any projects launch weren't showing up. Hey Matt, if you're here and you know the answer to that, let me know. If not, ask in the main chat or send Matt a DM because I want to know that too if something's not showing up. So we can get an answer for that. So with all that said, again, Moon Mondays on Mondays. Every Tuesday at 3 p.m. Eastern, Crypto Ken, who used to host Meme Coin Madness every Tuesday, is actually now hosting a Infinaeon / Lunar Pump centric show. We were on it last Tuesday. I broke down the whole entire ecosystem from Infinaeon to Lunar Pump to every single thing we got going on. So yeah, be there for that every single week. We have some other people that are going to be potentially hosting other spaces for us. So we have Moon Monday on Mondays. We have the Crypto Ken spaces on Tuesdays. We have Infinion Fridays on Fridays. Now we just have to fill in those Wednesday and Thursday slots so that we can get discussions going about Infinion and Lunar Pump every single day, not just every single day, not just on Fridays, which is important to kind of keep that conversation going, which again, I don't think any projects do lives and stuff every single day. I may not be at every single one with everything going on. It's very hard to be at every single one at all times. But I will always be there on Mondays and Fridays unless, I'm on vacation or have some kind of prearranged family event or something like that. And I will more than likely be at the spaces 99% of the times. I'm just not necessarily hosting them. So once a project bonds, love your photo right here, by the way. Once a project bonds, they disappear from the display on Lunar Pump. Can they be there under another page? Yes. So we are going to be doing that in a future version coming up here very soon, to where we're going to have a section where you can see all the bonded tokens. So yes, we are 100% gonna do that. Yep. Like I said, they will be coming here very soon. Yes, 100% agree. I'm pretty certain that we have everything coming up where there is going to be artwork on the NFTs. I'm going to confirm that just to make sure. But yeah, guys, go ahead and answer your question, or excuse me, ask your questions. About that, getting some messages. So this shirt is very clean. It's it is a one of a kind. It's you got the size, but actually Joe's wife made us these shirts. So not officially available for sale, but hit up Joe. Anyone wants one of these, DM Joe. He'll send you some. But But yeah, very cool shirts. Yeah, guys, keep in mind we have this one going right here. We're at 52.27% bonded, so we're about halfway there. Definitely come on over if you can and participate. As you can see, if you're newer to the space, we have comments so people can go ahead and comment. We have trades so you can see all the buys and all the sells going on. We just had a buy 5 seconds ago right here. You can see all the ownership supply, so you don't have to hop on over to any Explorer or anything. It's readily available right here. We have 25 holder distributions. You buy and you sell. If you haven't played around a Lunar Pump yet, it is super smooth, very, very smooth. So it is going to be, again, a very good platform. We just got to kind of get that redesign going. Oh, okay. Sorry about that, Matt. Let me get you that link. Guys, 1 second. Let me get Matt in here. Yeah, so we had an unfortunate event with our merch shop, which they had some issues. Didn't affect us really in any way, shape, or form. I'm pretty certain anyone that had orders outstanding were refunded. So yeah, they're an awesome shop. They just had some issues. I mean, they were like next level too. Very upset that that happened, but we definitely will get some more merch going, even if I have to do it myself. My wife and I actually do have an infrastructure that can get that set up and distributed. So that might be an option as well. Let's go ahead and bring Matt up and get some of these questions answered. Hey, what's going on, Matt?
Hey, everybody. How's it going?
Sorry, I didn't see you at first. It's hard to keep up with everything when you're by yourself. But yeah, Matt, if you go ahead and get those questions answered that people were asking.
All right. So, first question I'd seen they were asking about tokens not showing up on Lunar Pump on the INF network. Okay, so the reason that happened, we use on our RPC, we have a WebSocket that we use to be able to listen to for tokens that, get deployed onto Lunar Pump and all that to be able to communicate back and forth. We had an issue with our WebSocket, so when that happened, any tokens that launched while that WebSocket was down, those got missed. So we had to go back and manually add them. As far as I know, all of them are on there. That well, exception to maybe one, was in the middle of working on. They all should be on there. But like I said, I think there's one that we're still finishing up. But that issue that we were having with that WebSocket has been resolved. So that shouldn't be an issue moving forward. Of course, on BSC or base, that's not an issue. Their stuff's been around a long time, so it's little bugs that we're working on to get situated. So that should be situated very soon. See, what was the next one? You remember another one, Sean?
Let me see. I know that was the main one. So just to clarify for everyone, it is only the Infinaeon network. BSC and base are working completely fine.
Correct. And like I said, we've already put in the patch to fix all of it. What it basically was a memory issue. The WebSocket RAM memory got too full on the server, and it's supposed to auto delete, but it's kind of one of them things that we're still fine tuning to know what all's got to be done. For the big rush that we had in. We had a whole bunch go on at one time and a lot of stuff going back and forth. So it's just small
Yep.
bugs that we're working out with the new chain.
Yep. And exactly why we kind of pumped the brakes a little bit when it came to trying to go full scale with the blockchain all at once is because with something new, obviously there comes little kinks and bugs that we got to go ahead and get figured out, which we went over 100 times on here. But that's the main reason why we've never actually pushed the blockchain to the masses, which I guess you can say the way we're capable of doing is because we kind of need to get some of those things worked out. Lunar Pump is actually a really big platform that's allowing us to get more testing done. We are at 55.8% bonded right here. Again, guys, hopefully this will be run that runs really well when it goes ahead and gets bonded. I'm pretty confident it will. So if you have some spare BNB lying around, this might be one you want to go ahead and check out. Mike, did you share the Telegram in the chat? If not, go ahead and get that shared for us. All right, let's see what we have now. How will marketing change going into the final weeks and beginning the week of launch? So we are going to go ahead and finish up our Web 2 marketing. You are going to see our ads running on Facebook and Instagram, I believe, through the 17th. So those are still going to be running live. When we go live, of course, we're going to have our normal YouTube, sharing across Telegram, sharing across Twitter. We will definitely, of course, be trying to get a CMC pre-listen. Go ahead and get that day one. Same thing. Try to knock out CoinGecko ASAP. Definitely be looking into different trending options and everything just to kind of push Infinaeon as far as possible. Possibly some different ads on some legitimate sites, not like your CoinMoon and all those smaller sites. If that's even a site, I was kind of just making that up. But we will kind of transition on the way we're marketing once that comes. But at the end of the day, word of mouth marketing is the top notch thing we can do. Tell everyone, we all network, we all push across Twitter. That is the best form of marketing. As you can see, what we did with, actually, let's come back on over here. What we did with Moonboy, 0 paid marketing. Everything that we did going from that 2,000 market cap to, Matt, I'm pretty certain we went well into the 300,000 market cap. That was strictly word of mouth, 0 marketing. That is still going to be the best marketing, word of mouth. And then also, like we said on Twitter, just like and retweet that post. Put your notifications on. Everyone works. We get it. You don't have time to just sit and push and talk about Infinion the entire time you're at work. Put on those notifications. When you get a break, pop open the notification, like it, retweet it. Same thing with YouTube. Watch it. You don't have to watch it, actually. Just let it play in the background, hit like, comment, and it just pushes it across the algorithm. Earlier, a couple of years ago, when everything was just booming, the most successful ones were all the ones whose community got behind them and pushed it across Twitter and YouTube and all those different things. So again, we can't do it by ourselves. We have strategies coming in for marketing when it comes to launch day, but we need all you guys on board to absolutely push it. I know early next week, we're going to have some meetings to really hopefully do some things to get people engaged and excited and ready to go for launch. Because again, guys, we need everyone on board if we're going to make this work. We 100% cannot do it by ourselves. And I definitely can't stress that enough. And Matt, do you know about that? Do we have art? I want to say we do.
Yeah, there's going to be art on the new ones.
Okay, I thought so.
Yeah, it's just as far as nailing down the exact, we've got a bunch of different options that Pixel's put together, so we'll get that nailed down. But it will definitely have art on the ones on the INF.
Awesome. And then we have when another RPC can we do nodes? That would definitely be a question for you, Matt.
Okay, so currently we're not opening up other RPCs or other nodes right now. That's because we're fine tuning everything with the current. That's part of the build out process for our original. Because we go open up new ones, and let's say we have to change something, then everybody's going to have to change it, and it's just a big mess that way. So once we get everything squared out to where we're happy that everything is top notch and running like it's supposed to be, that's when we'll introduce where other people can, add to it.
Yep. And if I'm not mistaken, aren't we going to be looking to sell the nodes so that we have it as much or as much decentralized, I guess you can say, as possible? I think is kind of the direction that we're thinking about going.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, there will always be some type of manner in which you can get on it and to set your own node up. But we are going to have it to where it's fully as decentralized as possible, as many as running as possible to keep everything up and going.
Yep, exactly. This is the goal is for it not to be me and Matt and Mike's blockchain or Joe's. This is the goal is for it to be our blockchain. So that's the ultimate goal. And I'm trying to think and make sure I didn't leave anything out. We're getting close to the end of the time. If anyone else had any questions for Matt, go ahead and pop them up, and we don't always get Matt here, so it's always good when we do get our dev here. We'll go ahead and check that out for you. I'm assuming that's an Infinion launch. Let's go ahead. Infinion AI. Let's see. Where is it? Is that an Infinion launch? Are you talking about on Lunar Pump? Am I overlooking it?
He's talking about it's
Oh,
Infinion
you're talking
AI, that friend or brother or whatever of
in.
one of the guys in the chat.
Oh, gotcha. I got you. Sorry, I thought you were talking about a token. But Matt, do you know who did Crypto Night? Is it Crypto Night?
Yeah, they're the ones who put that out. It's like a dual token type battles thing. I don't really know the whole story of it. I haven't went through it all, but they are the ones that dropped those.
Awesome. Yeah. Anytime we have any community members and stuff dropping it, we'll definitely have to, again, get all those details so we can kind of pass it along. What about Kryptonite? Do we know who's behind that one?
It's the same ones. It's a pair token. So there's
These are
two
the two
different
pairs.
tokens.
Okay.
Yes.
Gotcha.
Yes.
So Kryptonite and Kryptonite. Okay. Gotcha. It's actually a good idea. And coming back on over to BNB. And again, we're at 63.18 progress. So go ahead, guys. Let's get that bonded. It would be our fourth successful bonded token. Don't forget Moonboy's out there. Moonboy will never die. We will continue to push him. He is the mascot of the chain. Again, very important to note of Lunar Pump, I should say, not the chain. He's a mascot token. It's not an official token of Lunar Pump. He is the mascot. Along with Draco, we kind of got two tokens that you can say are kind of the mascot. He is going to be more on the BNB side. Baby Draco is on the Infinion side, which we do plan on bringing that token along for the ride. Actually, a lot of the team that's been working on that one actually sent us a big old proposal going over a whole bunch of things that they want to do, just like Patient Zero. So we definitely have some people on Infinion that are very serious about what's going on and what they're building. So very excited for that. But yeah, guys, go ahead and get in any last minute questions. And if we don't have any, we'll be locking up here very soon. Let's take a look at some. But yeah, I get what you're saying now that they're going to be dueling. Yeah, it's a pretty cool idea. Pretty decent volume too. We're at 61.25, actually 8, almost 9 BNB in volume, so very solid there. We actually have another token coming Monday, on Moon Monday. I believe the devs are going to be on. Talk to you guys a little bit about that one. I think it'll be launching in the earlier part of the day, so if you are interested, hang around for that one. Because the ones that we actually talk about are typically with devs that we know, and definitely want to help them succeed. Not only get bonded, that's the minimum. We want to see, like Moonboy, everyone succeed coming off of Lunar Pump as well. But yeah, guys, let us know if we have any more questions. We'll go ahead and get this wrapped up. Don't forget, I'm DeFi Shaun. This is Infinion Friday. We will be back with Moon Monday at 5 p.m. Eastern. We'll also be back on Tuesday with Crypto Ken's Spaces at 3 p.m. Eastern. And then Moon Monday will continue to go at 3 p.m. Eastern following that. And of course, next week we have Infinity on Friday, and we might have another space either on Wednesday or Thursday. But guys, that is going to do it for this stream. And until I see you guys again, trade safe.